Sorry, guys. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, guys. Oh! I knew that would happen. I was waiting to turn the volume down on my phone. Hey, everybody. I'm just waiting for Pink because I asked her to come up here. Hey, Puss in Boots. Hi, Binky. Hey, German lady. Yesterday, hey, Linda, I love you too. Yesterday, I told you guys what was going on. Well, I didn't say what's going on. I'll leave that up to her if she wants to tell you guys. But she was just I was having Pink give you an update on what's going on with her son. And thank you guys for the prayers and praying for her, because that definitely helps. And I am doing absolutely fantastic, German lady. Thank you. I am doing amazing. Hey, Kimberly. So, while I'm waiting for her to come up here, hey, Amanda. Queen Bee. Mignon. I always say Mignon. Is it Mignon? Mignon. Emoji love. Linda, your emojis, your little emojis show up as Robbie emoji love bomb. Robbie emoji love bomb. Hey, Don, how are you? Thank you, Binky Babe. I appreciate that. And I'm double streaming this on Facebook, but hello, Facebook. Hey, Charlie. So anyways, I don't know if here she is. Santiago loves my pet hamster. Hey, Pink.
Oh, that's a weird picture. It's a double exposure. There's a beach in the background, but it looks like he has fat lips, doesn't it?
That's a good picture of him, though.
It looks okay. Yeah, from the avatar. Hi, chat.
So, Pink, I'll let you, if you just want to, I don't know how much you wanted to share with them. So
yeah, I'm not going to be on here long because this is really hard for me, but I felt it was important. Thanks, Charlie girl. To touch upon depression, and it kind of reminds me of our community and how we treat each other. And I know my words aren't going to matter to a lot of the community, because even after Ziggy died and she wanted peace and the fighting, and I eventually left our community, the only chat I really go in now is Robbie's. It's just too toxic, and I'm always afraid that someone will hurt themselves. My son is in ICU. He remains in a medically induced coma for a suicide attempt. And it was not a drug overdose. It was pretty bad. He's lucky to be alive. We have not been able to see him because he's in sedation. We have to call every day to see how he's doing. So there's still a lot I don't know. He is out of the critical stage, thank God. But he still has to remain in ICU in a medically induced coma so he can rest. Mm-hmm. And again, there's still a lot I don't know, because until I meet with a team of professionals, I'll have more answers, because this is, it's important. I mean, this isn't something that I want him to be discharged once he comes out of this coma. This is going to be a very hard decision. I've tried to let my son be independent, even though he has struggled off and on with addiction. I didn't want to become overbearing with him. And my son loves life. Never, ever did he express to me that he wanted to not live, ever. He would come to me crying and give me a hug and say, "Mom, I want to live." And I look back now and I wonder if that was him saying, I'm afraid I'm going to die, by him saying, "I want to live." But I can't second guess, I can't second guess or feel guilty, because I know through his journey of addiction and recovery that we as a family have been there for him and have left no rock, no stone unturned.
Mm-hmm.
I have to call Dave today. I called this evening. He's still sedated. They said to call tomorrow, that once they start lifting him out of sedation and they feel it's safe, then we can visit him, one person at a time for no more than 30 minutes
Wow.
because of the COVID. But we're fortunate we're able to go, and I think it's because he is in ICU. Thanks, Galloway. I guess the drastic measure that he took was so unexpected and shocking. And I always thought that if I were to lose my son, it would be from an overdose, that he was not with me or didn't get into treatment in time. He was going into treatment on Sunday morning, Monday morning, and this happened Sunday night. And I know he did reach out to a friend and a close friend and express his need not to want to live anymore. And that friend didn't even have a chance to call police or know where he was to get him help. Luckily, he was found and rushed to the hospital. Thanks, Pinky Babe. Thank you.
Well, I mean, you have a lot of support and people that love you, and lots of people praying.
I do. I'm overwhelmed. I really am. It's been a hard couple. I got the call very early Monday morning for my other son, which was, I'm sure, very hard for him to do. He texted me and said, "Mom, I need to talk to you. Are you awake?" And my biggest fear came that I was going to get that call that I'd never wanted to get. And I asked him over the text, "Please tell me he's not gone." And he says, "No, Mom, he's safe." And then, I called my son, and he had been in touch with the hospital at that point. Thanks, CC Ryder.
Would you be able to put your son's channel link in the chat, Pink? I don't know if people want to go send him some love over in the comments on. I don't know if his comments are turned on, but
I'm on my cell phone. But if you look up I Crush, which is one word like iPhone, but I Crush, space a lot, ALOT.
Okay, let me see.
And that's his channel.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, he kind of started a channel shortly after Pink did. And he's really funny. He would dress up and do parodies and just be silly like Pink, like his mama. Let me see. Okay. Is it a lowercase I or?
Yes.
Okay. I
just like iPhone or iPad. It's I Crush. And then space a lot, ALOT.
Oh, space. Okay. Okay, let me see. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to put the link to her son's channel in here. You guys can go over there and show him some love. And Pink, I didn't tell you because I don't really know what position this puts your son or you guys in, and I know, whether you're against it or not, I put your PayPal in the chat and I see them putting it in there just to help out.
Well, thank you. I really wish you didn't, because, the shit storms that might start in this community.
Well, you know what? Sometimes people run into hard times. I've gone into them myself. So it happens. And that's it. So I just put her son's channel link in there. What's the character that he did, Pink? The real funny one. What's his name?
Officer Floyd. He was the original Officer Floyd. Well, I started with Officer Floyd, and he goes, "No, that's what I want to be." And he hasn't gone on his channel in a long time because he had to focus on, he was in recovery at that time, and he had to focus on his recovery. He had fun doing it, but he just, it's so, and I'm kind of glad he took a step back, because we all know what YouTube turned into.
Yeah.
And it would not have been healthy for him, this community, not at all. With him struggling or maintaining, trying to, stay clean. This certainly, that the way that I've seen things, people who are in recovery, could be vulnerable to relapse.
Yes.
I'm not saying everyone in recovery is going to relapse here, but I know my son, and I just think, and he's sensitive and he cares. He's a lot like me. And I just felt his recovery, and he agreed to that. That took priority. Again, I didn't see this coming. Nobody did. And, it's true when they say we, love hard. Robbie's always saying, I love you so hard, because in love often, especially with our children, or anyone, even in our community, I often think about people who are being bullied or hurt, or even something what I went through when being there decided to smear me. And I know that put me in a state, and I don't suffer from depression. And that put me in a dark place. So I can kind of relate to how my son maybe didn't want to share what he was going through, as I didn't want to share, because I didn't like the darkness. I was ashamed to reach out for help, but I finally did. And while I'm here, I'm going to ask, being there, if you are listening, I'm going to ask you again to leave me alone. Get out of my music channel. Get out of my videos. Just leave me alone. If you, after posting a video about my son, can be so cruel, you are just a wicked person to me. And I am asking you again to leave me completely alone. Completely.
I know Remy posted a couple of times, so I think she wanted to. She said, "Please get in touch with Billy Pfaff from Boston. He's also known as an opioid warrior." Pink, I'll hang out. Oh, she's gonna put it in Hangouts for you. I think that's what that means, right, Remy? And then somebody else was just saying something. Oh, Al-Anon me. I'm sure you've been to Al-Anon meetings, right? In the past?
Yes, and the thing with Al-Anon is it focuses on you. It doesn't focus on the one struggling with addiction. And it's kind of like, to me, when I would go, it felt very selfish. And I get it. Like, we all need to be good to ourselves. And I've been that route. And I find balance. I try to find balance. But in this day and age, with the drugs that are so deadly, there's no time. Like, to say, well, I'm just going to take care of myself today and not do for my son, because the drugs out there are so deadly, mainly heroin, which is now pretty much fentanyl. My son overdosed 2 weeks ago. He was in my home. I found him unresponsive with no pulse. I administered Narcan. I called 911. They administered 3 more Narcans. It took 5 Narcans to bring him to. And then he got very, very sick, vomiting. They kept him in the hospital, but they discharged him the next day. Under he should have been sectioned. And maybe I should have sectioned him. I don't know what to do all the time. He told me that he's going into rehab. And he was. It's just that one more day he wanted, that one more day. Or maybe the bed wasn't available, Mom. You don't know what the truth is sometimes from your kids, because the drugs are so addicting. They completely rob your child or your loved one of their soul. Binky babe, I haven't checked my email lately. I've just been very overwhelmed with, reaching out to my family and trying to sleep, trying to eat, trying to keep my own self together. What is best is what we always don't want to do for our children, is give someone else the control over our child, which is something I'm going to have to do by sectioning him. Even if he agrees, I'm still going to have to go through this. He was sectioned after he was found, but that's only a section to the hospital. It's not a section for treatment. And these rehabs, sometimes they don't touch upon, you know, the mental health aspects, even though they call themselves dual diagnosis. And all that is putting someone on an antidepressant. It's really not a clinically, you know, like a psychiatrist actually evaluate. It's like having cancer, right? And you're just treating someone for their symptoms. Or no, it's someone with symptoms, but you don't know what you're treating. You know what I'm saying? So how can you treat someone when you don't know what's going on with them, whether it's cancer or diabetes, mental health issues, you know? So that's the first step. And I always encourage him to do that. And he's like, yeah, my doctor put me on an antidepressant. And I'm like, that's not the answer. They need they need to be hospitalized as you would if you were sick and were exhibiting signs of a serious illness, as addiction is. So we're dealing with, you know, and it's not the drugs that wanted him to make him do what he did. He intentionally knew what he was doing and wanted to end his life. And like I said, this is a kid who loves life. So
Remy wanted to come up here for a minute, so I put the link in there for her.
Sure.
And I think
Based
also
on my verbiage,
that goes to show that, you know, no matter what you see on here and what's going on in people's real lives, I think we need to start taking that into consideration a little bit more, me included. Just because we never know, you know. I think a lot of people probably didn't know that you were even dealing with this with your son, you know, because you don't come on here and put your entire everything out there all the time like that. Hey, Remy.
I don't know. I don't put things out there, but I felt it was important. I mean, I reached out to Robbie because I believe in the power of prayer. More than anything, I believe in God, and you know, for the seriousness of his attempt, he is lucky that he is alive. So I have to think that God intervened.
Thank God.
Can you hear Remy, Pink?
Yeah, I can hear
her. Okay, just making sure. Sorry.
Pink, I didn't want to come up here for long, but there is a gentleman named Billy. I honestly don't know how to say his last name. It's Pfaff. I found him on Facebook. I sent you the link to one of the articles written about him. He helps with this kind of situation, and my heart goes out to you. If anything at all that I can do, I shared my story with you. Anything at all, I'm here for you.
There are a lot of good people on Facebook. You know,
well, he's also, I think, on YouTube, and
and I've told my son many times, I found wonderful people in the recovery community. It just wasn't enough for some reason. I would say to him, you know, what's wrong? What happened? And did someone hurt you growing up? Like, you know, and he'd always say, I don't know. Mom, nothing happened. I'm just bored.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
And
what
I'm
happened
like,
was desire and boredom.
But I'm wondering if there's something else organic going on that, you know,
and
that I've always said to him, get a mental health eval.
The doctors say, you know, for example, regarding myself, I can only speak of myself. I was on Klonopin, a very low dose, for years, and I was given 2 weeks to get off of it. My anxiety is insane. I literally pace. I have a hallway that's very long, and I pace it. I know how many floorboards are in there. And that's the only thing that gets my mind off of it, because I cannot be prescribed any type of benzodiazepine or benzodiazepam, whatever, due to being prescribed Suboxone. And you and I have spoken regarding this. And
but when he's on Suboxone, it's not enough either. It's just not enough. It's not enough.
Now, when he's on Suboxone, is he trying to use?
After a while, you know, he has this shame of being on it, and he'll ask the doctor to decrease it. Like, he really wants recovery. He does. And once he decreases it, you know, he just goes right back. I mean, when it was regular heroin, Adam would be
Yeah.
in recovery for 1, 2, 3 years. But then when it turned to fentanyl, it was just, it was a demon. It was bigger than any of us, bigger than
I know.
any drug. And it literally robs your
If
child
you
from
don't
you.
mind me asking, was his drug of choice was heroin, correct?
Anything that
Okay.
was
So
around. But
opiates,
it was mainly
opioids.
heroin. If he was in Hawaii, it was something else. If heroin wasn't available.
Has
I
he
went
ever
to Hawaii.
test
Huh?
or a psychologist or psychiatrist? Has he ever seen
No.
one?
No, that's what he needs. That's what I'm trying to say at this point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now,
That's what he needs at this
the
point.
unfortunate part is that psychiatrists and APRNs that work under the psychiatrist, etc., they're throwing Zoloft, Lexapro, Effexor, which is this fenlafaxine or venlafaxine,
But
and
I think
Prozac.
Remy, what's important is that he be properly diagnosed, because if he
Exactly.
is something like bipolar or any, I'm not just talking
Appropriate
depression.
medication.
Yeah, we
With
can't do anything until he is off these meds
I'm so
or
sorry.
whatever,
I'm so,
recovered from his injuries, until he
I'm
can be
so sorry.
properly diagnosed. Thank you.
I'm so sorry. The link, when after that happens and he's properly diagnosed and everything like that, the gentleman named Billy Pfaff, that's how I say his name, he has helped many people across the nation. And I'm just really sorry. If you need
Yeah,
anything at all,
I'll keep that in mind.
I'd
Definitely.
send it to
Yeah.
on Hangouts. But I'm so sorry.
Thanks,
And
Remy. I know you are.
it'll be okay. It'll be okay. All right, just
Yeah,
keep hope,
thank you.
Thank you, Remy.
and I'm here if you need me.
Thank you.
I know,
I appreciate you.
but
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you as well, and just stay strong, get them muscles up, girl. And
Yeah. I think it's
I know.
important with anyone with a child struggling with addiction, that a dual diagnosis is imperative. The right one, the correct one. My son has been in multiple rehabs that claim to be dual diagnosis, and again, all it's a matter of throwing someone on an antidepressant or something to help a antidepressant that has an anti-anxiety agent in it.
Like I told you, they throw
that's not
Zoloft, Lexapro, and Prozac, and say, "Oh, this will help your anxiety. This is an anti-anxiety helper." It don't work like that. It doesn't. Okay, it doesn't work like that.
I know. That's what I'm trying to say is that I've been through this with him for years, off and on,
No.
and you've got to, even if it means sectioning your child to
I
a
know.
mental health hospital to get them properly diagnosed, because all this time, if he comes back and say he has a mental illness, it could have saved not just me
I
or
know.
our family through grief, but him, because I often think that, yes, as a family, we are going through a lot of pain right now, but he is
know.
going through it much worse than we are. Much worse
And
than we
you're-
are. And that's what
you are-
keeps me going.
As you are a nurse, what is your opinion?
I don't have one as a nurse. I'm his mom. I just don't.
No,
I can't.
Okay.
I'm his mom. I can't look at this from a clinic. It's just too hard for me to put my medical cap on, I called the nurse at the ICU today, and I told her I'm a nurse, but I made it very clear to her, I'm his mom first. When it comes to nursing or medical, don't talk to me like I'm a nurse, because we need help. We don't know how to fix this, and I'm reaching out to them for help. I hate it when people just, like in the medical field, the doctors will start finding out you're a nurse or you're a practitioner of some sort and just talk to you.
Medical terminology and acting like that's
No,
all you
this is
are, not your kid or something like that.
Right. So I am the role of his mom first, and I'm going to let the medical profession make those decisions, not me. I can't even speculate or make an opinion.
Well, my prayers are with you.
I want him to live. I want him to love life and
We all want him
to live. Yeah.
We want him to live. I will just end this, and Pink, I'm always here if you need me.
All right. Thank you, Remy.
I will say that, you know,
Oh my!
someone
Hold on, Republican Ash, your troll accounts. I blocked you already. You're coming in under 2 other troll accounts: Chucky's Ugly Grandma and It's a New Cooter. So Republican Ash, I think we all know what your troll accounts are now. So you might want to delete those. That's rude. Stop coming in here with those comments. This is not the time or the place for it.
This is a very serious subject that is going through a very serious.
Unbelievable. You see, like in this community, like it doesn't matter. I mean, I might get shit for this because I went on Robbie's live. I don't care. I mean, I'm here just to try to help somebody else. I'm not exploiting my child.
Pink, get in touch with that gentleman's name I gave you. Trust me.
At some point, Remy, at some point, honey.
Whenever
right now it's just I'll put it on the back burner.
Yeah, no. Just you worry about what you've got to
No, Carla, you're fine.
And you do you. And you take
Remy,
care.
I just think right now for people who have attempted suicide in such a way that it wasn't a call for help, that this guy is not going to be my go-to now.
No, Pink, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was an attempt. I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I was speaking
It wasn't
on
drugs. It wasn't even drugs, Remy. So this is why I'm talking about dual diagnosis. Like not treating just the addict for, you got depression, you feel sad, here's a pill. These are severe, why some people turn to self-medication. Maybe they do have an underlying medical, like maybe it's bipolar. Lots of people bipolar self-medicate. I don't know. That's what I'm going. That's why I'm reaching out to the hospital.
You have to do. And you have my full support. If you need anything or need to talk, I am here.
Thanks, Rita. Thanks, Remy.
Anything, just
Thank you, Val.
Just also remember to take care of you. And I know that you're worried, and I know that
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. That's the last thing I worry about is myself. As mothers, as you know, that
I know.
We get ourselves up and going, and it took me a while. The first day my other son told me about it, I was just numb and praying, and I wasn't on the emergency list. Unfortunately, the hospital put someone else on it who's not even related to us. So there was a lot of shit to go deal with. Just trying to get the hospital to understand, to reach out to me. You have to go through.
Those hospital employees can be some assholes sometimes. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, well, so can people who are not family members who think they can, own my son. So there's a lot to deal. Yeah.
Anytime, any day, I'm here.
Thanks,
I get
Felicia.
up to crack of dawn.
Okay. Thank you.
Alrighty. Just don't worry about it. Contacting me. I don't mean don't worry about your son. I mean, don't worry about any time of night that if you want to contact me, it doesn't matter.
Okay. I appreciate that.
No problem. Anytime. Alrighty. I'm gonna hop off, and Pink, you're well loved. We've got you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good hearing your voice again, Remy. That was sweet. Well, you have a lot of support here. That's...
if there's anyone who's struggling with addiction or depression or a family member, certainly can reach out to me. I have resources. I can't tell you what to do, as nobody could tell me what to do. It is a journey of a lot of falls, bumps, bruises, learning, disappointments, heartache, and the feeling of you're running against time in trying to save your child. And I always thought when I first brought him to his first rehab, he's such a bright young man, that he was going to get this the first time. I remember bumping into a kid sitting there talking to us, and I said, how many times, is this your first time here? And he's like, no, it's my 12th. And I remember saying to myself, that will not be my son. That will not, never did I mean, it wasn't constant 12 years, but when the drugs got stronger out there, it got worse. And no matter, you know, burying their friends dying, and, you know, him overdosing 2 weeks ago and not being responsive, you know, having to give Narcan and breathe into his lungs for him, you know, wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. So, you know, they need professional, like, inpatient section. And that is what I'm going to do. And hopefully, you know, we don't have a meeting set up yet. Right now, they're taking care of him medically by keeping him in this induced coma, which I don't completely understand. But there's a lot I still don't understand until I get to the hospital and talk to them. But they did assure me that he's safe and he's in good hands. So that helps. But, you know, I just hope, you know, not knowing when my son wakes up, I'm not going to be there for him. And that's hard as a mom. He's going to be confused, scared. And this is when you got to be tough with your kids, real tough, if you want to save their life. You know, don't wait.
Well, I don't
Thanks,
have
Cinderella.
children, but I definitely know on the opposite of the spectrum what it feels like to put people through hell. And it's hard because, you know, while you're dealing with your own struggle, everybody's hurting.
Wait for
You know.
He's still in a medically induced coma. I'm not sure when they're going to start lifting him out. They said to call tomorrow. I mean, they said we could visit after 11 o'clock, but to call, the hospital is quite a while a ways from me. It's about an hour and 15-minute drive for me to get there. So it's day to day. I can't say, you know, oh, I'm going to go up there tomorrow and see him. I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. And I don't know why. Like, I know when I've worked hospitals, you know, if someone was in critical condition and even in medically induced comas, they allow family to come in. So I don't know if this is because they want to reduce the transient population from coming in because of COVID.
Yep. Well, yeah, I would imagine.
Because if I could, I'd be by his side 24 hours.
Yep.
If I could.
I mean,
but I can't.
That's probably one of the most difficult parts through that, is that you're not able to, you know, physically, you know, as a mother, I don't know the feeling, but you want to cuddle your kids, you know, you want to be there with them no matter what.
Just to tell him
I know
it's
my
going to
mom
be
would
okay.
too.
Because he's sensitive. I know him. He's going to wake up. He's going to cry. I know him. And thanks, Clara. I'm reading most of the comments. Thank you, everyone. What I wanted to do is, you know, thank you again for all your thoughts and prayers. It is so important to me, meaningful. Robbie, I just wanted to read, like, out of the One Day at a Time in Al-Anon book, like I did the other night. I have no idea.
I think that's going to be helpful for me, for sure.
Yeah. And for other people struggling with this, whether you're struggling with addiction or a loved one, or depression, especially with suicide, and you know, you're not alone. Just reach out. You can reach out to me. I know we're going through a lot, but that's not going to stop me from trying to help another person. It never did, and it never will. Just knowing if I can help someone else, help save their child's life, or help save them, you know, I certainly will help. Let me get to a better light. And be kind to one another in this community, please. You know, I ended up leaving. I mean, I don't even know if anyone's ever noticed, but I won't go back to this toxic community. I just can't. I see too many people being hurt. Too many people have histories of suicide. attempts, and it just doesn't matter to a lot of people, and I can't change it. I can't fix it. I can only do for me what's best for me, and I suggest that everyone does the same. You have these, live streams up and everyone's trying to figure out how to stop it. It starts with you. It doesn't take a discussion. It doesn't take a plan. If you're a creator, don't talk to the trolls. Don't discuss them. Don't block them. Do what you can. If someone comes in to derail you or bring up drama and you don't want drama, you don't have to address it. This is how I've always run my channel, and it works for me, and hope maybe it will work for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
It's just constant, people say, I'm done, I can't take it. And then it just keeps going on and on. They get triggered, and I get that. But is it that important? And like I said, if someone goes real life on you, deal with it with the police, deal with it legally on the outside of YouTube, because there's no solution inside this community. Mm-hmm. We can talk about it all we want. We can maybe say, hey, I was swatted, just an FYI, but to try to figure out who did it and this and that, let the police do their job, okay? Because you're speculating, and it's been, a year now, and we're still where we were at from the beginning, except it's worse. It's worse. And maybe some people want the views and they know that drama, but at what price? At what price? From hurting people? Mm. Is that a good enough price for a creator who enjoys that? Getting the views, but at what price? A human being's well-being, their emotional health, their mental health. The internet is toxic. It can be toxic. It can be fun, but it can also be toxic. And it has consequences. So I would just say, you as an individual have to make the decision if you want it to stop. You're the captain of your ship as a creator. You can direct it the way you want. It's easy. It's easy. Not everything needs a reaction. Not everything needs a reaction. If you feel you have to deal with something, do it in private. If they don't want to do it, move on. Move on.
Right.
It's just, compared to our lives outside the internet, we drag that toxicity with us through our daily lives. We all heard it. I'm stressed. I'm tired. I didn't sleep. It was awful in YouTube. This one said this about me. This one said that about me. It ends up becoming
Cinderella.
part of our real life. So, I can't tell you what to do, but I'm just saying, we look at give ourselves more self-respect and self-worth and self-love to want to give our subscribers what they came looking for and what we first came here to look for, right? None of us came here wanting this. None of us. So it can be stopped. Okay. What's the date today? July.
Today is the 20th, I believe. Yep, okay. July 20th.
All right. This won't take long, and then I have to leave. Okay. July 20th. And this is from the One Day at a Time in Al-Anon. It's a daily read. And I'm still not under good light. Hold on. I never had bright lights in my house. I like it romantic. Okay.
Oh.
All right. July 20th. Wanting to know why. Now you're going to hear the alcoholic, but you can make it the toxic person, the hurtful person, whatever. You can substitute just negativity for alcoholic. Wanting to know why the alcoholic drinks or when sober, why he does what he does is, quote, an inch for which there is no scratch, end quote. Some of us never get over trying to figure it out. Since we're not psychiatrists, our researchers are bound to end in frustration. So let's accept it as impossible and also unimportant. What is important and within our God-given powers to figure out is what we are doing that confuses and complicates life for us. When we discover that and do something to change it, a good many of our troubles will vanish. What was I just talking about, right? Today's reminder, every time I catch myself trying to figure out other people's motives, I'll stop and ask myself, what did I say or do that prompted the action? Why did I react to it as I did? Does what happened make a major difference to me, or am I making something big out of trifle? Quote, leave off that excessive desire of knowing, therein is found much distraction. There are many things the knowledge of which is of little or no profit to the soul. End quote. And that quote's by Thomas Kempis. And that is actually, I did not read this today, and it's ironic that I was talking about that as creators or even YouTuber subscribers, how we behave, and to look at ourselves. And, you know, we can control the direction of our sales. And it'll be okay if we, you know, want to be happy or make positive changes. It can be done. It doesn't take a team of people to get together and talk about how it's going to be done. It's all individually. And once you start doing that for yourself, you'll feel better too, as I do.
William Bowers is saying, Pink, I'm not of this community, but special intentions for your son and family will be made tomorrow. Sharing your private experience in an honorable manner will help others who listen. Blessings.
Thank you, William. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you for saying that. That means a lot. You're welcome, Puss in Boots. And I'll later on I'll read chat. I'll watch the replay. So I don't want anyone to think, you know, your thoughts and prayers have not gone unnoticed. And I have been reading a lot of under Robbie's other video in the song I uploaded. I have been reading the comments, and they mean a lot. And I'm sure my son will be grateful. Yeah. And my family. Yeah,
well, I'm definitely praying for you, and you know I'm always here for you, and I love you. So
thank you. I love you
even
too.
if it is to send you, you know, rotten pictures of myself.
In tube socks. Robbie and I exchanged our tube sock pictures today.
We did.
Yeah, Robbie makes me laugh. It was, you know, I was telling him earlier, you know, I was just like in a funk. And then Robbie out of nowhere sends me this text with pictures or a video with the tube socks I got him, and he just cracks me up. So he's been a great help. Hey, Carla, how are you? Thanks, Carla. German Lady, Denise, Queen Bee. Thank you, everyone. And I'll keep you posted.
Can I play a song that Mexi just wrote recently? That kind of, do you want to listen to that really fast before you go?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it applies to me because, I mean, just the thoughts that you have when you have substance or anything in your body can often be harmful thoughts, you know, to yourself. So, I mean, I just really like this because it applies to a lot of situations. It's called SOS, Save Our Suicides. And it's a really good, it's got really good lyrics if you guys know of anybody that's going through troubles or anything like that. And it's powerful. I like it a lot.
This song?
So hold on one
Who
second.
wrote the song?
Mexi, and he just posted it a couple days ago, actually. So,
oh wow, okay.
I'll play that for you real fast. Get some Kleenex. You might need it. I don't know.
Oh, Mona, I'm so sorry.
It's,
Mona, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, Mona.
I'm gonna start crying.
Well, I don't want to make it worse, but let's see if it'll play. Here we go.
There's so much more than you see in me, in me. I'm just the same as you are. I bleed. There's so more you can't see in me, in me. They keep on breaking my heart. It bleeds, it bleeds. I feel like crying alone. I've been a little bit lost, on my radio. I'm at the end of my wick, and this flame is slowly dying. The candle wax, it drips like it's been crying. There's no denying I'm sad. I've had enough of what little life that I've had. I guess I'm mad too. These feelings add to my suicide.
Can I not hear it?
You think that it's your fault, but it's not. You can't be here 24/7. I guess I hope that heaven forgives me for
Robbie,
my
can you hear
feelings.
me?
They say that time's revealing. I've been back and forth on even writing this letter. Remember when you took me to that counselor? Thought I would feel better, but I guess this dark cloud never brings a brighter weather. My thoughts are getting leather. I hope it doesn't tear, or maybe I'll find something better. I can never think whenever I try and pull this trigger. My knees, they start to quiver. Maybe I just can't deliver. Maybe I just take these pills and fall asleep. I will. Don't like the way this time I will for real. And the suspense as it builds, close this letter up and seal. Sleeping pills and Advil, I just pop them at will. My mood it spirals downhill. My body feels like landfill. I start to feel attached to these feelings in this sad mood. I start to feel detached to anyone who's asked to ever help me out. And yeah, this one goes out to all those fucking assholes who said I wasn't sick, said I was just trying to get attention. But maybe next time you will listen. There's so much more than you see. Maybe next time you will listen.
Sorry, Pink, you can't hear that.
Can I turn my volume on my YouTube? I'm on my cell phone. Or will I echo? I'm on my cell phone.
Yeah, but now it's doing something weird. But if you guys want to, that's a clip. Oh, okay. Well, that's just a clip of the song. If you guys want to go over to Mexi's channel and listen to that, it's a really good song. I just wanted to play a part of it, but I'm having trouble with my computer. It's running really slow.
Yeah.
So
yeah, if Maxi can put the link
but I'll
in,
post
that
the
would be
link to it in there,
great.
and I'll send it to you.
Thank you, Maxi.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to read
okay.
again,
So yeah, I thought I heard you.
Can you hear me now? So if anyone wants, that read that I did for today's read, I believe try going online and putting under One Day at a Time in Al-Anon and the daily reads, and it should be out there on the internet, and it's day-to-day reading. It's just one short page is like what I read, and it's ironic, like whatever you're going through on that day, you do the read and it fits in, just like what we were talking about, like what we want for this community, and how that read, touched on that. And I have not looked at that for today. So thanks, Clara. Clara, I watched a little bit, Mixie, of your live last night on the Laurie Vallow, and I'm glad, Robbie, you figured out all the players in that family.
It was really Pink was the one who sent me the charts and all this stuff, because I had heard of it and I looked into it before, but I didn't know there was so many, different people involved in it. It's a very interesting and confusing case. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. And McC has a live Friday. Actually, I'm off from work on Friday. I took the day off. Since I worked the holiday, I get a day off. So I will be off on Friday, and I'll be able to come to your live,
Yeah, we'll be doing it on my channel. We'll be going to a haunted cemetery in the mountains, Central City.
Oh, my God. I'm so excited.
It's going to be so fun.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that since it is in the mountains, I'm hoping that the cell phone service holds out up there, but we might have to start recording, just record stuff. But
that's what happened when I went to the Veterans Memorial. It was in an elevation area, and I had to end up recording it. And then I did a video, which came out pretty good on my channel, of the Vietnam Memorial. So again, everyone, thank you, Robbie, so much for allowing me, to come up. Again, if anyone is struggling, like McC just said, if anyone's struggling with depression or addiction, or if you know anyone a loved one who is, you know, you are not alone. There is help out there. You can email me. I'm sure there's other people in our community that have gone through this or have resources. And hopefully, you know, I always think that maybe someone can learn from some things that I hadn't done and now can look back and say I should have done it sooner, because it is a learning curve. It's a huge, you know, and it is a family disease. It does affect the family. And yeah, it's tough. It's tough, but you're not alone. And that's what's important. That we're here to support you too, and try to walk you or carry you through these hard times. Yeah. All right. So everyone, thank you very much. I'll watch the replay and I'll watch everyone's comments. Thanks, Remy, for coming up. I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right, guys. Love you, Pink.
Love you too, Robbie. Everyone in chat, thank you so much. Be well. Love hard, right? Love hard.
Yes, I love you so hard.
I love you harder. I love you harder.
Harder.
Hey, German lady.
And Claire, are you going live? Are you going live tonight, Claire? Okay. Oh, and okay, guys. So I'm gonna pop off too. I actually missed my NA meeting, but this was kind of like that.
Shit.
No. It's not mandatory.
Oh my God, that hour went by so fast.
It did, but this was the same kind of, you know, I mean, you reading from Elnon and the topic and stuff. I mean, it helps me, and it actually, you know, inspires me more to keep doing what I'm doing as well. So.
Yeah, and I think too, the community, I know when I used to run my Recovery's Prescribed channel, I can't even get on that anymore. Once Google put everything together, the channel and stuff, I literally lost it. Like, it's out there, but I can't get into it. I can't find it on my computer. But, you know, maybe down the road, if it's something, and I've mentioned it before, whether it's once a week or we can all get together and have like our little AA meeting or an Al-Anon meeting, you know.
Oh my God, I would, you know what? I need that. And Real Talk Recovery with Nicole, I had her on my channel a while ago, as well as Brutally Lauren. They have great recovery streams as well. So, you know, like you said, your son tends to be a little bit more sensitive or stuff, but I hope you guys go love bomb his channel with tons of loving comments. But if he ever wants to tune into their streams, they're really helpful people as well. Just to sit there and watch and not even comment. Because she has great people up there. So,
yeah, and prayers for Science Girl.
Yeah, prayers for Science Girl too.
She's going through a very tough time, a great loss. So we lift her up in prayer, and hopefully she knows how much we care and love about her, and that we're thinking of her and praying for her. Okay.
All right. Well, I love you. And I know Pink didn't want me to, but I had her PayPal going throughout the whole stream. Email me if the link's not working, because I tried it and a couple of the links didn't work. So just email me and I'll send it over to you, whether Pink likes it or not. So, okay, Pink, I love you, and I love you guys.
I love you too. All right. Good night, chat. Never say bye. See you later. All right.
Good night, guys.
Good night.